Get through my morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jodie and Hayesy on Nova.
Greetings and welcome to the podcast. We're currently on holidays and we're just living it up in Oyukom in Russia. What's Oyukom, you ask? Well, it's winter average temperature. It's the coldest permanently inhabited settlement on Earth. A bit chilly.
Oh.
Fun though.
Do I need to pack a jumper?
Pack two.
Okay.
I think.
As my mum Colleen would say, yes, pack a jumper. It gets a bit chilly at night.
It's a little bit chilly in Oyukom.
You know where else it gets frosty? On the sidelines of 10-year-old netball.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
yet to make that trip.
Not netball that's 10 years old. It's like 10-year-olds playing netball, you know what I mean?
Yes. So I'm yet to make that trip. My daughter is almost 3, but if she decides to play netball, I'm actually looking forward to it.
You actually would have copped the worst of it out there at the Ponderosa when you played football for Centrals. That ain't got nothing on the sidelines of netball.
Are you sure?
Oh, it gets
In one of my first weeks, my housemate who was playing at the time had a bit of a scuffle with a Port Adelaide player on the side, and a Port Adelaide supporter reached over and punched him in the side of the head.
Okay.
Worse at 10-year-old netball?
No, it doesn't get physical at 10-year-old netball, but my goodness, some of the feedback can be brutal.
Okay.
Hey, Hayesy, can you remember the days like when you'd wake up on a Saturday morning and you just like get up, have a coffee, casually read the paper, maybe have some poached eggs on toast, or go for a little stroll with the dog? Can you remember that?
No, I can't remember it. It's such a distant memory.
I know. Do you know why? Because school sport.
Oh, I'm not at school sport
Oh,
yet.
Jesus, your life's about to get infinitely worse.
So I've got 2 kids that come in from about 6 a.m. and just climb all over the top of them, which is really, really lovely.
Isn't it?
And they want ice cream for breakfast.
Yeah.
So it's about negotiating them out of that.
Yeah. So now in the Oddie household on a Saturday morning, it's just a whirlwind of where's my jumper? I can't find my shoes. I need oranges. Who's got the snakes? Harper, have you got your scooter?
They speak like teenagers.
Yeah. That sort of vibe. So we basically have to be in the car by about 7:45 at the courts down at Etsa Park there. And I know it's changed its name, but it will forever be Etsa Park to me.
It's called Moreland.
Yeah, whatever. So we have to be there by 8:15, and then we're there for 2 games of netball in the freezing cold. That's Saturday mornings now, my friend. But it's also very entertaining watching the girls play, and I'm so competitive. Like I try to keep my mouth shut as much as I can, but I get so invested in a game of 9-year-olds playing netball. Isn't that ridiculous?
Well, I can understand it, but geez, you'd want to keep your mouth shut. So
Yeah,
you
you do.
You don't want to cross the line.
Actually, you're not allowed to say anything anymore.
Which makes a lot of sense.
It does, because you've got kids umpiring other kids, basically. So just, parents, pull your heads in if you're starting to get a bit narky. Anyway, we were watching one of the girls' games on Saturday morning, and the goalkeeper went up for a ball quite spectacularly. She got a bit of height and came down hard on the asphalt on her shoulder. And it just, when you hit the asphalt and it's like thud. It was a big fall.
Just one of those moments where straight away, collective, everyone goes, ooh.
Oh, yeah. That was the consensus from everyone but her dad, who was scoring over the other side of the court. And all the other parents just hear him yell out, "Just give it a rub, you'll be right." I've got to give it a rub. Yeah. We are in dislocation territory here.
Yeah, just rub it out. Hopefully, in that process, it falls into place.
And so my husband turns to me, Gregory, and he looks at me and he goes, "What is he, the Port Adelaide doctor?"
Well, George, love and friendship in strange places. How good.
Sometimes it comes out of nowhere. It goes, bang, I'm your friend now.
You just don't know. It has no timing.
Nah.
It doesn't know the rules.
The universe dictates it to you. Yeah. You've got no choice in who you become friends with.
It's so true. Well done. What about this? A gunman in Manhattan Beach was driving his victim to an ATM machine, and in the process of robbing him, the two became friends. Of course.
Isn't that nice?
It's your predictable friendship story.
Give me all your money and become my BFF.
Yeah. During the armed robbery, the robber was very apologetic and told the victim he had bills to pay. The victim was understanding of this, and after a successful robbery, the man drove the victim back home, and the two made plans to reconnect someday.
Shut up.
Should we do this again? You rob me next time. I can connect with this story, though.
Why?
2008, and I've got to be very careful when I retell this story, so I'll probably leave some details out.
Okay.
2008, after a little premiership dinner.
Yeah.
So we had a really successful time there for a little bit for the Central District Footy Club.
It's
Out
barely
and
been
about.
mentioned by you.
Yeah, what? Do you want to go through it?
3 whole premierships.
Well done.
It's for everyone.
That's the joke. So during a night out, so I became entangled. I had a bit of an argument with a stranger, and we, let's just say we had a good proper argument.
Right.
To the point where I felt bad, and I came back to the place where we had such physical argument, and that person was still there. And
Hang on, did you nearly get in a punch on?
Yeah.
Or did you get in a punch on?
Nearly, let's go with nearly, that's fine. And I came back and he was still there.
Right.
And then I apologised, and then we end up genuinely being friends.
What?
Yes. For about 2 hours we sat there and we genuinely nutted it out.
Really?
Yeah, and by the end of it, I did actually give him a little bit of money as well. And
What is this story?
well, yeah. So, but I can connect with the story because it was 2 blokes. And I don't know if this is a bloke thing, particularly back in the day, where if you have an argument or even if it gets physical, you can quickly work it out.
Why did you give him money?
Well, I don't know. I think if there was anything that needed to be covered in terms of medical bills and things like that, then I don't know if $100 would cover it. But I do remember as well, and I was thinking about this story this morning, and the last sort of detail, because the detail was a bit blurry, whereas I needed to sort of cover myself a little bit in case it could come back and hit me in the face. And then he said, "Oh, what football club do you play for?" Oh. And I went, "Oh, here we go. This will give it away because then he'll do some research."
Yeah.
And then I went, "I play for Norwood," which is a genuine true story. And then he said, "Oh, I love Norwood. Norwood's my club." And I'm not kidding. He goes, "Let's sing a love song together." And I was like, "I'm done here. I'm completely done." And I go on him, I don't know the words.
Oh.
I don't know the words.
Right.
So there you go. And then he completely didn't buy that. And it was 2008, and Norwood really had a purple patch after that.
Yeah.
2008, I think they had a bit of a rough season. I was like, "Oh, we never win." So I don't know the words. He didn't buy it.
It's a grand old flag, it's a high-flying.
And there's me and him just looking at each other, waiting for someone to pick it up. It's a bad day. Go the legs.
You've told some weird stories on this show, but that takes the cake.
I'm not liable for this story as well. It may or may not be true. Does that cover me?
No.
There's a bloke who may or may not have got hit back in the day who's looking at me. He's listening to this right now going, "I knew it. I knew he didn't play for Norwood." Jodes.
Just friends with the monster.
And when I say monster, I mean the Loch Ness Monster.
Ooh.
Yeah, the search is on. A big old search, like a worldwide search to try and see if Nessie is in fact real. And there's been a bit of an update. Loch Ness Monster hunters have heard noises they hope come from the fabled beast during the biggest search in the Scottish Lake. This has been the biggest search in 50 years.
Right, why now? Has there been a spotting? Why now have they gone, let's just launch this massive undertaking?
Why anything now? Do you know what I mean? If not now, then when?
Good answer.
It's a really, really intricate question from you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it blows my mind
It's
when you
not
ask
really,
questions like that.
it's just the whole premise of the whole story. But anyway, go on then.
One enthusiast picked up mystery sounds while dangling a hydrophone, an underwater microphone, into the lake from a boat. He said, "When we were testing the equipment, we heard 4 distinctive noises." Ooh, and guess what? We've actually got the audio.
Are you kidding?
So this is the audio that they picked up in the lake when they're trying to find this big old mythical, potentially ancient monster. Have a listen. It's kind of weird. Oh my God.
It's like
Is that strange?
it almost sounds like someone's talking in the background.
Yeah, I know. So let's just listen to it once more time. Wow. So this is where it gets really, really strange, though. Joe. So we've got a sound guy here by the name of Todd who is just the best of the best.
Yeah, he's very good.
And we gave this audio to Todd.
Yeah.
We said, Todd, do your thing. Get rid of the background noises. Get rid of the water noises. Enhance that particular noise, which kind of sounds like a human. Is there something you can do to help us out?
Yeah, unravel one of the greatest mythical mysteries in the universe. Go,
Yeah.
Todd.
And I think Todd's onto something. I think he might have solved this mini mystery in itself.
Okay.
So this is what he came back with.
It was a goal. We were wrong.
False alarm, ladies and gentlemen. It was just a disgruntled Crow supporter having a bit of a swim in the Loch Ness.
It was a goal. We were wronged.
Oh, God. 2 mysteries solved.
I'll tell you what, Chodes. Al Halal, they're recruiting well at the minute.
Probably got the biggest soccer name on the planet. His name is Neymar Jr. And he was playing at Paris Saint-Germain and he got transferred to the Saudi Pro League, Al Hilal. Guess how he got there?
Probably via Jetstar.
On a private Boeing 747 jet. But the thing about this jet is it's been gutted of the 400 or whatever seats that were on board to transfer all these people. And it has been replaced with just some extraordinary stuff.
Just in case Neymar wanted to play tennis while he was travelling.
Well, exactly right. It's got executive lounges, conference rooms, dining halls, royal lounges, private offices and cosy bedrooms. What about that, if you don't mind?
Far out. And how incredibly unnecessary.
I know.
Just get there, mate.
And people are like super triggered. So people are like posting stuff saying, here's me having my Coke no sugar with a soggy paper straw trying to save the planet. And Neymar, not really interested in offsetting the carbon. But it is true, though. Like, people, just seems completely extreme. The 747 jet is worth $500 million. He's getting paid $100 million just to go and play a season over there.
Yes. Do you know what else as well? Every time that Neymar posts something about Saudi Arabia, $500,000
Per post.
as a little promotional.
Yeah.
That'll get me on social media.
Yeah. So he's put one up already. There was one of him arriving on said jet and he's just outside the plane with the Al Halal scarf around his neck. Oh, ka-ching, $500,000 if you don't
It's not
mind.
bad, is it?
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Good
But
money if you can get it.
got us thinking in here, what's the fanciest transportation you've ever been on?
Yeah. So I did a V8 hot lap.
Who with? Who was your driver?
It was Anton Di Pasquale.
Oh.
Yeah, and I reckon it was about 3 or 4 hot laps in. I'm not sure that he was totally invested in the situation.
Yeah, right.
And he was probably going at about 75%, but that's one of the scariest things I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not a fancy car person.
Well, this isn't the fanciest thing I've ever been in, but I went in a rally car once and did a lap.
Oh, yeah, that feels dangerous.
And the guy said to me, if you get terrified, you just need to tap me on the shoulder, like if it becomes too much, because he'd just come from Brisbane where he'd taken a journalist on a lap and she was really quiet. So he said, are you all right? And she didn't say anything. So he's looked to his left and she had blood coming down the side of her mouth.
She was a vampire.
She'd bitten through her tongue. She was that scared. Anyway, that's not the...
How's this Neymar's fault?
That's not the fanciest thing, but I have been, being a good Gold Coast girl, I've been on the aqueduct, which is like the land to sea, kind of, big quacking duck bill thing, you know?
Right. So, we were having a conversation off air and producer Zoe said the Popeye was the fancy thing that she found.
Popeye?
Good on Popeye.
Hadn't you been on something else, though, to see a movie, didn't you say?
Yes. For my best friend's 16th birthday, we got a pink Hummer stretch limo to the Kath and Kim premiere.
Yes, queen.
Well, la-dee-da.
It was nice. It was different. It was unusual.
I need to speak to you about things that you were deprived of as a kid.
Oh,
Have you got one?
Hang on.
24, 10.
Hang on. I can hear that trauma bubbling to the surface.
I don't know if it was trauma or I just didn't know what I'd missed out on.
Okay.
So Henry has been banging on my 5-year-old son about playing Monopoly for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
and then it occurred to me, I have no idea how to play Monopoly. At no stage at all during my childhood did we play Monopoly.
See, this surprises me because you grew up on a farm in the middle of absolutely nowhere
Excuse me? Where do you think I was born? Like in the central of Australia?
Well, no, it was Wagga Wagga. May as well have been. And so
This is from someone who grew up in Tasmania. Giving stick to the mainlanders. Oh, that's brave.
So at no point did Mr. and Mrs. Hayes go, shit, we got nothing to do tonight. Let's drag out the Monopoly board game.
No, because we had to go to bed every night at 5 o'clock.
With the cows.
With the cows. I had to milk the cows, put the sheep away, and we'd have dinner in bed by 5 o'clock. We'd all sleep together.
And then you curled up with your little pet rattlesnake.
Yeah, what are we doing? Don't put these vibes on me. I do this to you
I know.
because of your Tasmanian heritage. Don't try and put it back to me.
This is
it
fun.
feels nasty too. Is this what it feels like when I do it to you?
Yes, it is. This is called Karma is my boyfriend.
Exactly. So even when I was like 13 or 14, we were watching Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
Remember Ace Ventura? What an absolute smash that was. There's a particular scene where he runs into a bloke who looks like apparently the Monopoly guy.
Oh, yeah.
And you must be the Monopoly guy. Hey, thanks for the free parking.
And I'm with my mates. We're like, yeah. And I'm laughing along. Yeah, that's so funny. My brain's like, shut up, mate. You have no idea what's going on. I'm like, shut up, brain. Just go with it. I've got friends here.
So you've never to this day played Monopoly?
No.
Oh, wow.
So my wife taught me, and now Henry, she taught Henry. Now almost my 5-year-old son's teaching me. We're playing the junior version.
Yeah, right.
But we're playing a lot of Monopoly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I missed out on a few things when I was a kid. We weren't overly wealthy, and so my mum used to buy generic brands of stuff.
Yep.
So I don't know if you can remember the Adidas Rome shoes with the 3 stripes down the side. They were blue and white. Every kid at school had them. Not little Jodester.
Oh, yeah, the 4-stripe.
I had the 4-stripe with the Velcro across the top from Kmart. Oh, come on, Colleen.
Oh, no.
Oh, she may as well sent me off to school in Crocs. That was the equivalent back in the day.
She's like, if you can get through this will toughen you up for the rest of your life.
Fake Cabbage Patch doll. So you couldn't afford a real one.
Yeah, that's tough as well. Cabbage Patch dolls were absolutely it in a bit.
Weren't they? And then, like I cottoned on that brands were a thing amongst my friends, so then I'd start lying about it. And they'd be like, that's a nice shirt. Where's that from? I'd be like, Sports Girl.
Yeah.
And they're like, that looks like Target.
Yeah. And then let me see the tag at the back. Leave me alone. And Jodie'd run off.
Jodie runs across the playground in her fake Romes.
In her fake Romes, which is such bad quality. They're ripping.
As all the kids are yelling, loser!
Loser! They're not Romes, they're ripping. They're done like volleys. 13, 24, 10, what were you deprived of as a child? What did you miss out? And maybe you only just discovered it as an adult. I'm playing a lot of Monopoly right now.
Oh, my God.
And damn, it feels good.
We are talking on 13, 24, 10 this morning. The things that you were deprived of as a kid. I touched on the fact that I had fake Romes with the Velcro.
Yeah.
Zoe, you were deprived of what as a child, producer Zoe?
Yeah, well, you guys just reminded me that I didn't get Easter egg hunts. I'd forgotten about that in the year. So I didn't get an Easter egg hunt growing up, but most of all, I wasn't allowed junk food.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't even kept in my house. Junk
Really?
food. Yeah.
That's probably why you're a twig right now.
Yeah, well, I engorged.
As in you did some quick catching up?
I did some quick catching up in my late teens.
Right.
Very quick catching up.
There you go.
Did you put on a little bit?
Just a little bit. Maybe just a little bit. Yeah, no, but if they just let me have junk food growing up, I would
Then
have
you
been
could have done moderation.
desensitised.
Yeah, moderation's a key, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. What about you, Newsreader Abby? What were you deprived of as a kid?
We were never allowed to have the little packets of chips that you put in your lunchbox and go to school with.
Yeah.
We were never allowed them, or like things like Dunkaroos and things like that.
Yeah, right. So you never got the opportunity as a child to put your chip packets in the oven and shrink them down and make key rings out of them. Did you guys do that?
Nah, didn't do that.
Did you do that?
Going on? For goodness sake.
Didn't you guys do that?
Please leave things like that in Tasmania. We don't do things like that in the mainland.
I'm going to make you a Twisties key ring in the oven.
No, you don't have to.
No, I want to.
I'm fine, thanks.
No, it's okay. I'll do it today.
We believe you.
We had Tamagotchis where I used to kill them off all the time, but that was about as
righto.
exciting as our childhood got.
You used to kill them off, did you? What else? You get the
yeah,
magnifying glass and destroy bugs as well?
No, the Tamagotchis, and you forget to feed them and stuff.
Yeah, right.
You're right.
Okay, that's real insight into Abby's childhood there. Let's go to Kieran. What were you deprived of?
So in October '88, I was watching the dark crystal, and my dad used to hit the side of the TV when the reception would go funny. And the reception was going funny, so I ran back and fly kicked it into the wall. The TV blew up, and Mum didn't replace the TV for 12 years.
Oh, my God. 12 years is quite the punishment.
It was. We used to live next door to Sean Michaelis, the comedian, and he smuggled a little black and white TV over, which my sisters kept in their cupboard for about 4 years, which I didn't know about. But yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love that your sisters, kept you out of it. We've got a TV in our cupboard.
Yeah.
Oh, dear, Kieran. Thank you so much. Barbara, what were you deprived of as a kid?
I was deprived of having a hypercolour T-shirt.
Oh, that's tantamount to...
Can you imagine, Barbara, where you'd be right now in life if you had that hypercoloured T-shirt? You'd probably be president of the world.
Yeah, possibly.
Well, so you wouldn't know about hypercolour T-shirts?
No, I don't.
So just explain them, Barbara.
Yeah, so different colours. You could actually just buy like a pink one or a blue one, and when it touches your skin, the heat would make the colour change.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
But then, Barbara, maybe you were blessed for not having these shirts, because then if you were getting a bit sweaty under the pits, wouldn't it really accentuate it?
Yeah, possibly, but I still wanted one. Everyone had them, and I didn't have them.
It's okay, Barbara. It's okay. We're sending you a big virtual hug right now.
I thought you were going to say, on behalf of Nova, we're going to send you a hyper-coloured shirt there,
Where
Barbara.
would you even find one these days? Can I just share something with you? My husband's just sent me a photo. His mum refused to buy him a Nike jacket, like a sports jacket. And have a look at this, please. He's got a Nike jacket and he's written in text to Nike, and he's drawn the swoosh on it. He's drawn the swoosh.
He hasn't done a good job of the swoosh either. Which would explain why I saw him the other day. He was wearing that suit with Hugo Boss written above the pocket. 13, 24, 10, get involved nice and early. These horrible workplace habits. Little article popped up, Joe. It's on news.com, and you know that's where I go for all my information. It really guides me. Just a list of the disgusting, horrible things that maybe your co-workers are doing. I feel like this space at Nova, it's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. I'll go through some of these with you, though.
Okay.
My first one is taking your shoes off.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. I work at a different workplace where a couple of people take their shoes off, and it doesn't even have to smell. You just don't take your shoes off.
I love it how you're like, I work at a different workplace. We all know you work at Channel 7, mate.
What do you say? What do you mean? Ik know with the Channel 7. Another one. Eating loud food at your desk.
Oh.
I mean, that's a no-brainer, isn't it?
I'm a bit of a celery fiend, so I kind of do that. But I'm very conscious of it.
You sound like it's bloody feeding time with that celery.
I know, but I try to be conscious of it. I try to nibble and go.
Yeah, well, do you do it with your mouth shut?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun then.
Thank you, Abby.
Okay. People reheating food that shouldn't be reheated.
Ooh.
In particular, fish.
Oh, no.
Salmon, tuna, and it stinks out the whole place. But maybe spicy foods in general as well.
Yeah. No, it's a good point.
Yeah.
We had had someone in another place that I work as well do like literally a roast lamb in the oven.
Yeah.
Work at lunch, and it stunk out the whole new room.
See, and every single workplace there's vegans.
Oh, yes.
Creates some separation, doesn't it?
Oh, I know, it really does.
Yeah, and finally for me, people who, when you do have your food, comment on what you're eating.
I like that. I do that. I'm that person. I always go, oh, what's that? Where did that come from? Did you make that last night? Oh, don't!
I hate you. No. What do you got there? Well, clearly it's a sandwich, Derek, you knob, for goodness sake. What do you want me to offer you a bite? I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, and then Jodie wants a bite.
Yeah. Let me get your hands off my food.
Someone snapped my head off once because I was like, oh, what have you got for lunch? And she's like, stop asking me every day
Yeah.
what I have.
And you're like, oh, what's the weight of it? You're picking it up, like catching it. Oh, it's quite heavy, isn't it? What's the texture like? What does it feel like on my face as you smuggle?
So also on that list was there taking your retainer out and leaving it on.
Oh,
hang on a sec.
Was there
Hang on.
taking your Birkenstocks off and leaving them on the desk as well?
yeah.
No.
Were any of those things there?
What do you mean?
'Cause when you
I
take-
just said before, we have a really good workplace. Okay?
When you take your retainer out, it's like, can you remember off Ghostbusters there was that character called Slimer?
Yeah.
And like all the saliva just goes like across the whole city. That's literally what happens when you pull yours out.
Yeah, Slimer had an issue with binge eating, didn't he? and used to rarely chew. Well, that's good feedback.
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually going all right then. If it's just a Birkenstocks randomly on my desk occasionally or just
randomly on my
retainers.
desk. There's a few other things I'd say.
You go for it. Last week, Hayesy every morning comes in with a piece of toast and peanut butter in the office in the morning. Last week, I watched him drop it, peanut butter side down on the carpet.
No, he didn't.
Pick it up and
he
eat
didn't.
it.
What
3-second rule.
what should I have done?
You're an animal.
If it's got a peanut down, that means there'd be fluff, there'd be gross carpet stuff on there.
Hey, thanks for completely turning on me in this break as well. We were trying to have a shot at everybody else.
Doesn't work like that in here.
Okay. 13, 24, 10, the horrible things your co-workers do, and you can't include me.
Do you work with Andrew Hayes, 13, 24, 10? Is your workmate disgusting?
Oh, horrible workplace habits get involved. It's Nova. Oh, my God, I've got a lot to think about.
So there was an article that basically said these are the top, bad habits in the workplace. But really this whole thing is based around the fact that I walked in one day and sitting on my desk in the studio were your Birkenstocks, so your shoes, sitting next to your retainer for your Invisalign.
But can I just go one step further? It wasn't based on that at all.
Yeah, it was.
I found this article and I was like, I think this could be fun to expose people. And it turns out the exposer turned into the exposee. And here we are. And you guys just turned on me like a bunch of hyenas.
Yeah, but you do realise that you are the odd one out.
Yeah.
You've got,
we're all clean.
Here we go again.
But we're all women as well.
Yeah.
So it's 4 against 1, baby.
Oh, okay, yes. I know when I'm vastly outnumbered.
Now,
And the hyenas are going to win.
Oh, wow. Have I told you the story about someone that works in the sports department at Channel 7, and there was an ongoing sort of sports bet situation where everyone was betting how long his mandarin would stay on his desk for.
Oh.
And you know who that is?
What was it?
It was
ABBA?
Jace. No.
Oh.
It was Jace.
Oh, in Channel 7. Oh, Jace.
No, Channel 10.
Yeah, right. Jace Kemp loves to listen as well, as of right now.
Let's go to Ryan. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. What does your co-worker do?
I've got a couple of employees that don't tell me they're going to be late until they're already 5 minutes late. So I'm sitting there waiting for them for 20, 30 minutes every morning.
Oh, my gosh, that infuriates me because if someone sends you a text maybe half an hour before they're going to be late, Ryan, it's instantly forgiven because you can sort of plan and prep. But when you're sitting there and they're already late and say, I'm going to be late, and you go, yeah, well, no, you know what, Sherlock?
Yeah.
It's just disrespectful.
Yeah, that's it. I'm sitting there when I could have been going to get a coffee or something.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And you know what it says? You know what message that sends, Ryan? That's essentially like saying my time is more precious than yours.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Hey, Ryan, and you know why? This is so ironic because most mornings Jodie is late.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but she thinks I'm not going to expose that on air because she said something along, it's really disrespectful, those sorts of things.
Oh, listen,
Scandalous.
Scandalous indeed.
Excuse me, Ryan. Do I never not do my job? Do I never not get things done?
Excuse me, Ryan, why are you having to go Ryan? Poor Ryan, just caught up.
Don't try and turn everything round on me now because that's what we did to you. Let's go to Megan. Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Good. Gross habits in the workplace.
Yeah, it's gross. So I hope anyone hasn't just had breakfast.
Yeah.
So I have a co-worker that instead of blowing their nose, spends the day snorting their snot back.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all day, it's like a little piggy comes in the office and all we hear is all day.
So I think that's what they call in the medical profession hocking a loogie.
Yeah.
Is it not? Oh, yuck.
Yeah, wow. So are you ever tempted, Megan, just to give forth a bit of feedback?
Oh, look, sometimes, yeah. I'm not sure they know they're even doing it, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, that is the problem. I'm now attuned to someone in our workplace in the other one who blows his nose with alarming regularity.
Wow.
Like I'm talking once every half an hour, Megan, and
Yeah.
I can't unhear it now.
Hey, Megan, don't get us started on hanky users. If you're hungry, go to Beefy Birria's in Grange for some Mexican food.
Excuse me very much. What did you tell me to go and do? Go and get a beefy birria?
Yeah, sure. An Adelaide Mexican restaurant has divided social media users with a controversial new advertising campaign. The restaurant owner has a bit of a message for the haters. He basically says, screw you. So Beefy Birria's decided to feature local OnlyFans creator millionaire, there's a Y where an I should be, and adult entertainer Sanchez Rodriguez in its latest advertising campaign. Who's hungry? Who's hungry? Who's hungry is the message. Now, if you see some of these photos as well, Jode, and I'm going to pass you some of these photos.
All right.
And I'm going to get you to describe exactly what millionaire and Sanchez Rodriguez are doing. Are you hungry? Are you aroused? Are you hungry and aroused?
I love tacos. Don't get me wrong. I love a taco any more than the next person. That doesn't make me want to eat one. Andrew Hayes.
So what exactly is going on? Paint us a picture.
So there's a girl, and she's got very long blonde hair and those excessive eyelashes that seem to flutter like they're out of control, and they're probably heavier than her eyes, you know what I mean?
Well, she's very blessed to have such long eyelashes.
Isn't she?
Wow. Lucky genes, I guess.
And she's wearing a bikini, and she's got a lot of ink, including a massive tiger over her stomach. Anyway, who's her mate? What's his name?
That's millionaire with a Y, where the I should be in the middle of millionaire.
Millionaire's got a Mexican hat and one of those really big mustaches, and he's just gently kissing the tiger on her tummy. Isn't that cute?
Yeah, so what I will say there is in any situation, first things first, and I'm just going by the information I know from my wife.
Yeah.
If she's hungry, or any girl that I know is hungry, just stay out of the way.
Stay the bleep out of the way.
This is not a sexy situation.
No, and also, if you don't want hungry to turn into hangry, then move.
Yeah, exactly right. And finally, I'll probably leave you with this. This particular photo that you were talking about where millionaire is gently kissing her on the stomach. Yes. I don't care if you're a boy, you're a girl, or what age you are. Yeah. If I've got a tummy full of Mexican food, don't you go anywhere near that area. It's time now for, what are you going to call it? Therapy, or are you offering some advice this week?
No, I've actually organised something for you this week, so you're welcome. Okay. So by the end of this, you'll be thanking me.
Okay, well, thank you in advance.
Jodie's Diary.
Dear Diary, something staggering happened this week. A guy lost his phone and his list of life goals were revealed. They included a bevy of beauties at his disposal.
Have 3 girls on a roster.
So a rotation system.
Yeah.
By my calculations, we have the numbers to make this happen for Hayesy. Producer Zoe, you in?
Yeah, I can do Tuesdays, Thursdays, and every second Wednesday.
Newsreader Abby, what about you?
I'll take Mondays and Fridays.
Tommy Red?
Nice. Does that mean I get to have him all weekend?
And judging by Hazesy's Monday joke, it might be hard work.
So, what has 148 teeth and holds back a monster?
Has 148 teeth and holds back a monster?
Holds back a genuine monster.
I don't know. You? No.
No?
I'm just thinking of you.
Okay. My zipper.
Oh, crazy! Speaking of Willies, Willie Rioli is set to miss the showdown, you guys.
What, do they probably get back Darcy Byrne-Jones? No, Willie Rioli, though.
Oh, no, Willie, no.
No, Willie, no way. I know.
Karen from Northgate.
I tried to free Willie. I tried to free Willie. And to get it?
No, I did.
Cool. Sorry, as you were.
Diary, we asked this week what the fork goes on in the supermarket.
Unexpected item in bagging area.
Oh, it's frustrating, isn't it?
But for no apparent reason, also. And then it's got, please seek assistance, and then half the time they're just wandering around like, what are we even doing here?
Oh my gosh, the guys that are working there, because all they hear all day is just constant bang, bang, bang. So they're like half dead zombies.
And Rick from Windsor Gardens was fired up.
I hate it when they put their chocolate on special, but they take the snack off and hide it out the back.
Oh, yes.
What do you mean they take the snack off?
The snack top.
Any dear chocolate that's a good seller, they hide it. They don't put it on special. They take the snack and the peppermint and they keep it out the back till the sales finish.
Are you
And
joking?
I've asked them one day, where's the snack chocolate? And she goes to me, oh, it's probably sold out already. I said, but I just saw you just put the stickers on.
Oh. We learn exactly why Hayesy never played AFL from his son, and it turns out it has nothing to do with the lack of talent, skill and dexterity, and everything to do with the likes of Barnaby, Joyce and co.
Says, hey, Dad, why didn't you play AFL football? Oh, he really hammered down on that one. And I was like, well, listen, son, sometimes it's a draft and there's a big draft.
Yeah.
And there was maybe 6 or 7 years where I was trying to get myself drafted. And I tell you what, I said, tell you what, son, politics.
Boy, Rick, calm down, mate.
And another thing is when you go to the self-checkout, you get your bag, you scan it, you put it down, and it says, are you using your own bag?
And as per usual, everything went smoothly on the technical front.
Blaze, Jodie and Hayesy on Nova.
But sometimes in your whole... Oh, did you not
I didn't have your mics on. Oh, my gosh.
So to our new team rotation system,
Does that mean I get to have him all weekend?
Willie Rioli,
I tried to free Willie. Get it?
no, I did,
Cool. Sorry, as you went.
and to Rick.
Well, I think the shopping market should be paying us a wage.
Oh, totally. Go the hell off this weekend, kings and queens. All my love, Jodie.